G'day folks, my name is Michael Beven. I'm the CEO of Pioneer Lithium, and I wanted to make a quick little introductory video just to discuss uranium as a metal and a commodity, talk about why it's so valuable and in such high demand, address some of the usages so that you know where it's used in everyday life, and then talk a little bit about why we see it as such an attractive commodity to explore in the near future. Now, if you're an existing shareholder that invested into Pioneer Lithium based off our listing with our fantastic lithium assets, we still have them at the moment, and hopefully this video will just give you a better understanding of why we also now are exploring for uranium as well. If you're a potential shareholder and yet to buy into Pioneer and aren't investing in the uranium space at the moment, then perhaps this will be of value to you to let you know why you should go ahead and invest in Pioneer. Not only do we still retain our lithium assets, which are fantastic when it comes to lithium exploration, but we have just recently as well acquired two new primary projects, both being uranium, one being the Skull Creek project located in Colorado, USA, the other one being the Wombat project located in Namibia. Both of these jurisdictions are tier 1 jurisdictions when it comes to uranium exploration and also uranium mining. So to begin with, let's just talk about how incredibly energy dense uranium is. In the video, you can see our most common sources of fuels that we use these days. And to give you a comparison, a single uranium fuel pellet contains as much energy as an entire ton of coal, 120 gallons of oil, or approximately 17,000 cubic feet of natural gas. So this efficiency is why uranium is considered one of the world's most powerful energy sources. Beyond this though, uranium is not just used for power generation. Uranium and its byproducts as well, so isotopes of uranium, are vital for medicine, national security, and even space exploration. So not only does it fuel the nuclear power plants, the isotopes of it are used for cancer treatment and imaging technologies. All of the nuclear power submarines obviously run off nuclear energy as well. And conceptually as well, in the future is going to be supporting advanced space missions. It's not efficient to just carry a traditional fuel load on board for long space missions, and you really need a very short, compact, high energy dense material and engine on board to fuel your space exploration. So uranium is more than just an energy metal. It's really critical to innovation, health, and defense, and we'll touch on the innovation a little bit more when we touch on AI. So in relation to the US, Pioneer Lithium has the Skull Creek uranium project located in Colorado, USA, and uranium supply is particularly important to the US at the moment. The US has 93 nuclear reactors, which is the world's largest operating fleet of nuclear reactors. These 93 reactors provide 20% of the US's electricity supply, but that 20% equates to 50% of the total clean power supply that the US currently has. So as we transition more to a low carbon emitting green future, the only really reliable source of power that's able to provide baseline power with extremely low carbon emissions equal to or even less than solar and wind is nuclear. Now, with the current geopolitical situation at the moment, we're all aware of on the news, this makes uranium and its supply of uranium extremely critical for US independence and long-term energy security. So the US government recognizes its importance. Executive orders signed during the Trump administration have declared uranium a critical mineral and set in motion strategies to rebuild domestic mining, conversion, and enrichment capacity. Their message in the US is very clear. America cannot afford to rely on foreign suppliers for the fuel that powers its energy future. Globally, however, more than 30 different countries operate nuclear power plants, and many more are developing programs. It has globally, with the exception of us in Australia, been recognized as the only clean source of baseline energy moving forward. Nations like China, India, and the Middle East are rapidly expanding their capacity, and new technologies such as small modular reactors are poised to open entirely new markets for uranium. So currently you have large centralized plants and the uranium, the energy is transmitted from there. The model moving forward for future energy supply is to have very small and portable reactors which are able to tap directly in where needed. So the demands for energy, and particularly green energy, are only increasing. So with the push for decarbonisation, the electrification of transport, the more EVs we have, the more drain on the power supply and the more power that we need. Once you switch from petroleum-based energies and you take all those cars off the road and put that energy supply onto the power grid, the demands on that power grid are going to increase rapidly. More importantly even is the future demand for AI data centers. So an AI data center by Amazon, Microsoft, Google, etc. needs a ridiculous amount of energy in order to operate. It needs continuous, reliable energy supply 24 hours a day. And the current US energy grid doesn't have the capacity in almost any state to just instantly adopt an AI data supply without significantly increasing their energy production at the same time. In fact, lots of the companies looking at building AI data centers are either building them directly next to nuclear plants at the moment or proposing to build a nuclear plant directly next to their AI data center in order to provide its energy needs. Now, as AI continues to ramp up and the power demands become ever increasing, the demand for uranium is only going to increase as well. But the challenge for the world and the good thing for Pioneer is that the current uranium mine production actually falls short of reactor requirements at the moment. So this structural supply deficit is expected to persist and even grow, putting upward pressure on prices and creating a unique opportunity for investors. So we expect and forecast that over time in the future, with the increased demand for uranium and the lack of supply coming onto the market, the price of uranium per pound is only going to increase. So in closing, uranium is clean, it's reliable, it's increasingly scarce, it has incredibly strong policy support. Global demand is expanding as well. Supply of uranium is tightening, and uranium represents the most compelling energy source to transition the world globally into a green future.